Hello, hello. Okay. Let's see. All right. We are ready to go. So, hmm, thank you for joining me, whether you're joining me on a replay, whether you're joining me live. Thank you for joining me for this little journey that we are going to do to connect in with the goddess Inanna. And Inanna is an ancient Sumerian or Mesopotamian goddess. She is a goddess of love and warfare. So she's got this beautiful duality to her. And the story of her descent into the underworld is the energy that we are going to be using to journey with. So Inanna, her story is that she descended into the underworld to meet her sister Ereshkigal, who was the queen of the underworld. And as she descends into the underworld, she has to leave behind all of her earthly possessions. And when she gets to the underworld, she successfully makes it into the underworld, and then eventually she successfully makes it out of the underworld. Hello. So the story is more complicated than that, but what I need you to know for this journey is essentially she successfully makes it into and out of the underworld, and as she does, she leaves behind, she lets go of the things that no longer serve her, the earthly weights and ways of being that don't serve her, that allows her to get into the underworld and allows her to get back out of the underworld. And so we are going to follow her journey today, and let her be a guide for us to move into the underworld of ourselves, of our own psyche, of our own energy, and specifically into the underworld, into the womb, into where we are connected into the earth and into the womb of the earth. So we're going to journey with her together, and I'm going to guide you on this journey. It's a type of shamanic journey we're going to be doing, and so my big ask for you as you journey with me is that you stay within the bounds of the journey that I am giving to you, that I am guiding. If you notice other things starting to come up, or if you notice distractions coming up, you shut them off. You say, nope, I'm not listening to you. I'm staying within the bounds of this journey. So that is the one big boundary that I need you to follow as you journey with me. Before we actually go into journey space, we are going to tap into the womb. We are to do a little womb somatic practice, just to open the energy that we are going to work with so that you're nice and in your body, and then we will go into our journeying. And yeah, let's go ahead and tap into our somatic practice. I might take a little moment after that to talk a little bit more about the why of this live, but I'm feeling like let's just go into the practice. It's just like a fiery, let's go right into this. So you can have eyes open or closed, but this is how we're going to open space. So I always close my eyes when I do this kind of work. So I'm going to have eyes closed. You can do whatever feels right to you. I'd like you to place a hand on your heart and a hand on your lower belly over your womb. And just start to direct your breath into your heart and then down into your womb. And I want you to imagine that between your heart and your womb, there is a line, there is a connection. And there literally is a connection physically between our heart and our womb. Our vagus nerve connects our heart and our womb, connects from our throat, from our skull down into the cervix. So we are literally, physically, we have a connection. And then we also have an energetic connection from the heart to the womb, to the yoni. So as you inhale, imagining that your breath comes into your heart and comes all the way down your abdomen, down into your womb. And as you exhale, it comes back up and out. And so these are definitely kind of longer, slower inhales and exhales to follow that flow of energy. And as we connect into the womb and into the heart and into the body, good. I'm going to call forward and ask for our space to be held by the elements. Thank you. Thank you. Whew. Asking for our space to be protected so that you can know in all layers of your body and your soul can know that as you journey here with me, as you tap into this healing experience, your body and your spirit are completely safe and protected. Oh, good. And as you breathe down into your womb, I'm going to invite you to start moving your hips a little bit. So it could just be hip circles. It could be kind of moving your pelvis back and forth or side to side. And inviting your hips to open and inviting your breath to come down into your hips. The pelvis is the seat of our power. It is the seat of our life force. The pelvis is also the place where our nervous system becomes calm and reset and cool. Like we cannot heal our nervous system if we have not tapped into our pelvis, into what our pelvis is holding, because it's our root chakra. It's our root and then our sacral. And these are our two most basic human chakras, our chakras that connect us to being here on earth. And if they don't feel safe, our nervous system is not going to feel safe. Our body is not going to feel safe. So we're just inviting a little bit of opening in the hips. And what you can do here is bringing your inner vision down into your hips as you slowly move them and imagining your entire pelvic bowl, because it is a bowl. Pelvic floor is such a misnomer. This is a pelvic bowl that we have. So imagining the whole bowl and your pelvis being filled with golden light. And imagining with your inner vision that you are looking at all of the bones of your pelvis. You're looking at your pubic bone and your hip bone and your tailbone and sacrum and your other hip bone and back up to your pubic bone. And you're just kind of looking at this bowl. And you're looking at the ligaments that hold your pelvis together. You're looking at this beautiful structure of the pelvis. I want to invite you just to invite your womb to lead today for you. When we connect into spirit work so often, I think the first place so many people go is we go to the third eye or the crown. And I don't want you to connect in from your third eye or your crown. I want you connecting in from your womb, from your pelvis. So we'll stay with this little practice for another couple of minutes. And as you continue to breathe into your hips and your pelvis and just gently circle with your inner vision, I'm going to talk to you for a moment about why Inanna and why this journey. Why Inanna? Simply because she came through. She came through and she knocked so strongly on my inner hearing and said, lead a journey with me. Inanna, the first time I journeyed with Inanna, it was so transformative for me. And journeying with her is a journey that I often bring my private clients through at a certain point in our work. And often people, when they work with me, they end up journeying with Inanna a few times over the course of our work together, because she is just such a beautiful, powerful goddess, and her journeying with her really helps us see where are we hanging on to worldly material possessions or ideas that don't really serve us anymore, and we are supported in letting go of them, just like Inanna herself was supported in letting go of what didn't serve her when she journeyed into the underworld herself. And why now? Why are we doing this right now? Simply because Inanna said, as soon as possible, Friday morning, I want to be called in and journeyed with. She is here to share potent medicine, and whatever it is that she ends up sharing with you, is the intention is that it's exactly what you need right at this moment. Okay. So you can gently bring stillness to your body. And we'll go into our journey. So throughout this whole journey, I will be holding space. I will be holding you. You don't have to worry about anything besides just letting yourself receive, and that boundary of just stay within the journey as I am describing it. We are going to connect deeper into some aspect of our womb self, of our fullest expression of self, really. So I invite you to get really comfortable. If you're not already, you could sit up for this journey. You can also like lounge, lean back, lounge, lie down, whatever feels best for you. And I'm going to open our journey with a little bit of drumming, but not very much, because it doesn't usually translate very well onto the computer. So just letting yourself anchor again deep into your sit bones, into your hips, into your pelvis, inviting the womb to guide the way. And allowing the journey, the path of the journey, to start unfolding from your womb in front of you, in your energy field, in your inner vision. You're going to start to see or feel or know that in front of you is a path, and this path is taking you through a forest. And as you start to follow the path, you'll see in front of you is a woman, tall, powerful, almost ethereal as well. And all you can see is her back. And she is leading you through the forest. This is Inanna. She is bringing you towards this journey. As you follow her lead through the forest, allowing yourself to just become more acquainted with the energy of this forest, with the path beneath your feet and the trees on either side of you. With the breeze rustling through the tree leaves and the sun peeking through, continuing to follow Inanna, noticing that the trees are starting to thin. And in just a moment, you'll see that Inanna leads you out of the forest and into a field. And as you walk across the field, following Inanna's form, see a mountain in front of you rising up. And you can tell that we are headed for this mountain. Inanna reaches the mountain before you and disappears inside it. Taking a moment to notice that in the face of the mountain now is a door. And that to follow Inanna, you must go through this door. And at the door, standing guard, is a sentinel. And he is waiting for you to come introduce yourself. So you can walk up to the door, to the guard, and tell him your name. Tell him I am here to meet Inanna in the underworld, in the womb. And he will say, you are welcome to come in, but first, you must give me your crown or your mask, whatever is covering your face and your head. I want you to notice what is covering your face or your head. Take it off and hand it to the guard. And he steps aside, invites you through the door, and you walk into the mountain. When you walk into the mountain, immediately you'll notice to your left starts a staircase, and it spirals down so far you can't see the end. This is the beginning of the journey to the underworld, to the womb world. Go ahead and start to climb down the steps. As you spiral down the steps, you're going to come across a second guard in the way. Again, telling him why you are here, who you are. And he will say, wonderful. You are allowed to go forward, but first you must give me all of your jewelry. Your earrings, necklaces, bracelets, rings, everything. Giving him your jewelry, noticing what you are wearing and giving it to him. And then when he stands aside, continuing down through the stairs, along the staircase, spiraling deeper and deeper into the earth. Noticing perhaps how different your head, your wrists, your fingers, your ears feel without the jewelry and the crown. And as you turn another spiral of the staircase, coming to a third guard. And again, the same process happens. And this time, the guard asks for you to take off your cloak or your jacket, your outer covering, whatever it may be, and give it to them. Notice what you are wearing and hand it over. This is the price to come through this door. As you continue down, past the third guard, noticing again how much lighter your body may be beginning to feel. Continuing to follow this staircase down until you come to a fourth guard. And this guard asks for you to hand over the scepter that you are holding. You may not even have been aware you were holding this until now. It could be a scepter or a staff or a walking stick, something that you hold in front of you, something that you have been holding almost as a guard or protection. Notice what you have been holding and hand it over. Then go ahead and continue down the stairs. Continuing to spiral deeper and deeper, noticing that it's getting a little colder as we get deeper and deeper into the earth. And then again, rounding a spiral and seeing a fifth guard. And this guard asks for whatever you are wearing as a top or a dress. So noticing what kind of clothing you are wearing in this journey space and giving your top or your dress, whatever it is for you, to this guard. You're being asked to let go of these identities, these ego selves that we hold closest to us, our closest clothing. Continue down past this guard, continuing deeper, noticing a feeling of we're close, we are almost there. You can feel Inanna calling. And then you find a sixth guard. And this guard We'll ask you to hand over either any bottoms or pants, skirts that you might be wearing, or if you were wearing a dress, then notice if there is any kind of protection around your womb space, around your lower belly, around your pelvis, almost like armor that you can hand over. Releasing. And finally, continuing down the steps, rounding a last spiral, and seeing the bottom of the steps. And as you reach the bottom, there is one more guard. This guard asks for your shoes so that your feet can be bare against the earth. And as you hand over your shoes, the guard steps aside and allows you to walk straight to the gates or the doors of the underworld. And waiting for you as the doors open, as the gates open, is Inanna. You feel her power immediately. You feel her duality, the duality between being a goddess of love and a goddess of war. She can wear many hats. She can have different faces depending on what she needs to show up for. And this is something we can learn from her. And she is here to guide you into the underworld. And so simply follow Inanna, staying connected just to her, following just her, as she leads you into the underworld, walking along a river, walking through different scenes, allowing your focus to stay on Inanna. As she stops now in front of the entrance to a cave. And this is the entrance into the womb of the earth, this deepest womb. She asks you if you are ready. And then she leads you into the cave. When you first enter, it might be a little cold at the beginning, at the entrance to the cave. And as you walk deeper in, noticing a light, the light of a fire coming to guide you into the center of this womb cave. And as you walk into the center of this womb cave, seeing that there's a place for you to lie down next to the fire, feeling the energy of the womb, the energy of all of the women who have sat here before, who are sitting here in spirit with you. You are surrounded by sisterhood. You are surrounded with the power and the life force of the womb. And your own womb comes alive, thrumming in response. And Inanna comes to sit next to you, placing her hands on your womb. Or perhaps one hand on your womb, one hand on your heart. And Inanna is here to support you in opening to a new understanding of your womb, or to a new layer of your womb power, of your womb knowledge, your inner wisdom that your womb holds. She may perform healing. She may have messages for you. She may ask you to sit up and talk to her face to face. She may ask you to stay lying on the floor as she helps your womb pull forward its gnosis, its wisdom. Your invitation right now is to listen to Inanna, to be here in this womb cave, receiving. I'm going to be silent and give you a few minutes here before we make our way back out of the journey. We'll be with Inanna for about 2 more minutes. So just continuing to receive whatever is here for you. All right, beautiful. Starting to wrap up your conversation or your healing or whatever it is you're receiving, connecting with Inanna. Thanking Inanna for her support, for her guidance, for guiding you to this womb cave, to this gnosis, and allowing her to help you up to your feet and to start leading you out of the cave, leading you back out to the path through the underworld, following her back along the river to the gates. When you reach the gates of the underworld, saying thank you again and goodbye to Inanna, she opens the gates and ushers you out, telling you to go back up to your world, to your life, bringing with you what you have learned. As you turn to face the stairs that we now must climb back out, seeing that that seventh guard, the last guard that you talked to, is waiting for you, holding out towards you a pair of shoes. These shoes may or may not be the same as what you saw when that is what you gave to him when we came down. Taking the shoes and putting them on. And starting to climb back up the stairs. Coming upon the sixth guard, who will hand you back whatever is now waiting for you, perhaps pants or a skirt if you gave bottoms of clothing to this guard, or perhaps something for around your pelvis to protect or amplify your womb. Then following again the stairs back up, up, up. Finding the fifth guard who hands you back your dress or your top, noticing what it looks like. And continuing to spiral back up the stairs. At the fourth guard, who will hand you back your scepter, or your staff, or your walking stick. And I want you to notice what it looks like now, if it has changed. Continuing to follow the stairs back up. Feeling the warmth starting to come back as you get closer to the surface. And as you reach the third guard who hands you back your cloak or your jacket or whatever it was you were wearing as outerwear, noticing if it has transformed in any way. Noticing a sense of lightness as you spiral up the stairs once more. And right before you reach the top, meeting the second guard who will hand you back your jewelry. Again, noticing what it looks like as you put it on. And then finishing your climb up the stairs, stepping into the entrance of that mountain. And walking over to the door that will let you out of the mountain and back into the fresh air. And here at this door is the first guard. And this guard hands you back your crown, or whatever was on your head, whatever is here now for you to put on. And then steps aside, opening the door and allowing you to walk out of the mountain and into the fresh air, back onto the path through the fields that will lead you back to the forest. And as you follow this path, feeling this lightness and excitement that you are coming back to here and now, with all of this learning, this gnosis, this wisdom that you've just received. Allow yourself to spread your hands and laugh or scream out into the wilderness your joy. Following the path back into the woods and allowing it to lead you back into your body, stepping into your womb. Allowing your awareness to come spreading back through your whole body. Until you are ready to open your eyes and come back to here and now. So I highly recommend that after this journey, you write down how your clothing may have changed, writing down, making notes for yourself, anything that came up from Inanna. This journey, as we give away the clothes, these aspects of our earthly self that aren't serving us, and then as we receive back what does serve us. It's like what we give away at the beginning is distilled down into the essence of what we actually need when we come out of the journey. So just taking some time to note what that was for you and what that means for you, because the meaning may not be super clear yet. Something that you write it down and you come back to it a few times. You sit with it in your womb. For example, if you went in to the journey and at the first guard, you had a mask covering your face. And when you came back out at the first guard, he gave you perhaps a very gentle little circlet, a crown. Okay, so when you went down, your face was covered. Part of you was hiding. When you came back up, your crown was given a gift to be open. So there is a release of hiding on some level there. So you can sit with that in your womb. Okay, what was I hiding from? Where was my womb hiding? Where is my womb power hiding? What does that mean? How can I bring that forward into my life? With Inanna, whatever it is that she may have said to you, shared with you, feel free to put things in the chat live. And if you're watching replay, feel free to put things in the comments. I will absolutely come back and read and um, respond to journeys. Um, so, whatever Inanna may have said to you, that is an indication, that is a message of, okay, here's perhaps your next steps. This is perhaps the next way that you tap deeper into your womb, or this is the message that you needed to allow your womb power to perhaps open a little bit more. And then we have that duality of Inanna. She is a goddess of love and also a goddess of war. And so there's a duality of our womb. Our womb holds love and life and literally the essence of creation. And our womb also holds destruction. And we see that in our monthly cycle, right? Our womb can create, or if we do not give our womb creation, in the physical sense, if we do not fall pregnant in a month, we're going to bleed, destruction, the womb will release. And so Inanna reminds us of that duality of our womb, the creation, the love, and the war, the destruction, the making space for rebirth, for something new to come forward, to come in. So just being aware that that is also part of what this journey brought forward to teach us. Let me see. Okay. Always live too much in my heart space, too much emotions, too sensitive to out of balance. Connection to the womb was completely cut off from heart, creating passage between heart and womb for balance. Beautiful, beautiful. I think likely so many women can connect to that. We do tend to first in this world live in our hearts, and it's why we're so collectively disconnected from the womb. Why we have, for example, collectively so many issues with painful periods and just being disconnected from this essence of the woman. It actually feel painful as opposed to beautiful. So one of the ways to just continue working post this journey is breathing that heart to womb connection open, continuing to breathe, inhale, heart, and then breathing down into your womb space and exhaling out. And I highly recommend actually forcing the breath down a little bit until it becomes natural. So obviously it's easy to breathe into our chest. That's where most of us breathe. But belly breathing can be harder and take a little more focus. And so actually pushing your belly muscles out a little bit and sending the breath with a little bit of force from your muscles down into your belly and into your pelvic floor, and actually pushing the muscles out and then contracting them in when you exhale. That helps train the body to actually breathe deeper into the belly and connect the heart and the womb. So that can help with creating that energetic and physical passage. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. This journey is really, really beautiful, and also it is big work. So after you receive, rest of the day, giving yourself maybe 24 hours after this, just to let it all land. You don't need to go do more after you receive this. Listen just listen to what other messages may come through to you in your consciousness in the 24 hours following a journey like this, as you continue to put pieces together. If you were a journaler, journaling is really helpful after a journey like this. If you're not a big journaler, then maybe you speak out to yourself and record what you received from this journey and what you learned, so you can come back to it. And you just keep a little running recording of what is coming through following the journey for a little little while, like the next 24 hours, and just give yourself some time to integrate and receive, because you will continue to receive from this journey, absolutely, for a little bit. Um, this is also not a journey I recommend coming back to for a little bit. Like I said, like private clients, I often do bring them through this journey a few times when we work together, but it's like once every 6 months. Like it's not consistent. It's not a lot. So you don't need to come back to this. Like this is big work. We just released trappings of the material world that didn't serve us, and that is a form of ego releasing. When we go down the stairs and we give those parts away, and then we take back when we come back up what is actually good for us and true for us, that is a form of releasing energy from our ego. So you don't need to do this often. Like you can come back to this, but don't do it for quite a while. Like give yourself 5 6 months before you come back to this. This is something to let the wisdom, that gnosis, like sink into your body. um, and yeah, the womb breath is a really great way to just integrate the energy of having just connected into the earth womb herself. Um, yeah, beautiful. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you for joining me for this. I'm just going to ask our space to be lovingly closed. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. And so it is. All right. Have a beautiful day. Walk forward with the knowing that you are so supported and that you have support and an ally and Inanna if you ever wish to call upon her. And thank you for joining me for this journey. Bye.